that's what it looks like when the beveling is done. Now I just want to show you something quick. You could now go in with a modeling spoon and round off some of these very square corners that was caused by the beveling. But if you don't have that, you can do that with something like the pear shader that you have. And just what you want to do is just gently round off that corner so that it is not that square. And it doesn't take much. As I said, you don't want to do that lightly. Okay, I'm going to show you the cedar. And what it does, that's the little guy, little dot guy. Remember, it's got a small footprint. In other words, you don't hit it very hard. It will make an impression. So that is going to do the center of the flower. And what you do with it is you first do a row on that dotted line, and you hold the cedar at quite an angle. And put them right next to each other. It'll give a nice 3D effect. I learned this from my friend Jim Linnell. Then you fill in the rest behind that. Close as possible. There we go. That's what the cedar does. I also want to show you in this one the veiner, how it's used in floral carving. The center point of this curl here, that there, is used as a very important point where you aim this tool to when you do this. So at first I'm going to put the back side, this back curve of the veiner, I'm going to line it up with that line of that curl there, and the other part, this part, I point at that middle there. So in other words, this guy's orientation is going to change all the time as I go around this. So I put it down on the edge, lean it over a bit. The center is pointing at that middle curve. And you don't want to do them too far away from each other. But you can see how the orientation of that tool changes as I keep it pointing to that middle. That way it causes a nice flowing line. And of course, the closer you have it together, or the wider part, you'll get a totally different effect. One more quick thing, effect that I'll show you with this will come into its own here on this petal here. I'm going to use, again, in the same way, the back of the veiner, the round curve, is going to sit next to this beveled line as if it flows out of there. In other words, not 90 degrees, but almost as if this line comes out of that beveled edge. I will show you what the impression looks like. There you can see. And it's again just the very edge of this tool that's used, so I'm leaning it in one direction. It means that right next to the beveled edge it's darkest, it fades out to nothing, which causes a beautiful effect there. Okay, so that's those two tools.